Good morning, everyone. Well, I'm here on time at least today. Uh, I'm going to do something really weird, as if everything I do isn't sort of weird. Uh, I'm going through some of my things here, unpacking and things like that from our move here to Sacramento. And as we were moving, I gave away a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff got damaged, and a lot of stuff got lost. But anyway, we're now just trying to see what's left after the dust settles. And I've been asked by the wonderful folks at the Buckland Museum um, uh, to see if I might contribute a magical object or two for exhibit enshrinement in that lovely museum. And so I was going through things, and I found something I haven't looked at in many years. Along about 1985, I guess it was, maybe even earlier than that. Uh, I started a little project for Monday night magic class. Uh, and Actually, just what I wanted to do, because we were talking about the different columns in Crowley's Liber 777, and I was intrigued with the decanates, okay, the 36 decans of the zodiac, and how they were attributed to in pairs or attributed to the Goetic spirits or the spirits of the Goetia. And not only that, but the 36 decans are also assigned to the angels of the Shemhamferish, the Kabbalistic angels of the great divided name. And so what I wanted to do, it's sort of a cold, uh, study. And I thought, well, I had a job at a little stock brokerage firm, and I was like the one man secretary. And so I was alone in the office for a long time, every day, many hours. And I could get most of what I needed to do, my letters typed and the things filed and things like that. I could take care of that, in just, an hour or so a day. And the rest of the time, I could study. I could study. I wasn't even writing at that time, okay? I was just studying and gearing up for Monday night magic class. And so I got a bunch of just regular cards, index cards like this, and I got to stack those index cards, and I got 36 of them, and I put the decans of the zodiac. First 10 degrees of Aries, second 10 degrees of Aries, third 10 degrees of Aries. And then I just jotted down the approximate days of the year in any calendar year that was. And so I took it to Monday night class, or I showed it at Monday night class, and I said, look, everybody get yourself some index cards, and we're going to have some fun with it. And so everybody at class got their 36 cards, or most people did. And so we took those 36 cards, and I said, now there are two Kabbalistic angels that go for each of those cards, or each of those decades. So write those angels' names down. There's one for the first 5 degrees of that decan, and one for the second 5 degrees of that decan. And then I said there's the 36 or the 72 angels of the Shemha, or the Goetia also are assigned to those same decans. So write their names down and the number of their names. And if you want to get fancy, put the night spirit of that 10 degrees there, and okay, you could actually put them on your card there someplace, along with maybe the dates and the decans. See? Only then, a few weeks into this project, only then did it occur to me that this is a pretty big section of the tarot lesser arcana. This is the small cards of the tarot. So let's just title each one of your cards with the title. 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands, 4 of Wands, etc. And then a few weeks down the line, when we're all playing with our decans, I thought, well, God, there's 36 small squares or squares in the great cross that runs down the elemental, that separates each of the elemental tablets. There's 36 of those, and each one of those has an assignment to one of the 36 small cards too, with the same planetary and zodiacal mix, like Mars and Aries. Now that Mars and Aries square there, colored just like that, appears in all 4 elemental tablets, but in different places. So I shoved some Enochian information on it. I said, go ahead and put that square, and that square has a different letter for each of the elemental tablets. So each of those decans has 4 Enochian angels applied to it, depending on which elemental tablet you would use that in. And so things just kept building and building and building. And I said, well, let's go ahead and throw in the aces and just put in the entire elemental tablet too. So this was sort of, there's a rough draft. That was my sort of a rough draft of the first one. Here it got a little fancier. See, there's the H in Hakama for the, but when it really came right down to the finished product, I just threw the entire elemental tablet on it. Well, anyway, that being said, what I ran across was a whole bunch of early drafts and things that I worked on as I was getting as the cards were evolving over the next 5-year period. Okay. At first, I jokingly called it the correct tarot of Lon, or the tarot of Lon. Okay. And this is the rough draft of what was going to be the back of the cards. That's what it eventually came to. That's the first U.S. Games thing. But anyway, I thought I would you could join me as I sort of go through these myself. First of all, I'm going to show you the finished product. There's the Ace of Discs. And here is an early draft. And see, and this is my own panticle. So I used my own panticle as the format for the Ace of Discs. And that's a little closer to the finished product. And I showed you the Ace of Cups. Now you can see I'm a funky artist. And when it came down to the final execution of these things, Constance had to be the artist. But, okay. That's as far as I got. Okay, I did the line drawings. There's my idea for a fool. I wanted two ballet characters for the Fool and the Justice card, because the Fool and the Goddess Justice are boyfriend, girlfriend. A-L, Al Lamed. God, Al. They go together, so he is stretched out like that, and she will be on tiptoe. But that's how that eventually. Now on the trumps, we incorporated the king scale, queen scale of colors in that little thing there, the Hebrew letter, the element, planet, or zodiac sign, and the Libra 22 genie, mercurial genie, and qliphothic spirit. When it came to the court cards, I decided on a standardized format for each of the characters, changing only the color and the weapons they carry. But I also threw the I Ching hexagram associated with the elemental mix and the 30-degree period that the court cards, or 12 of the court cards, represent. But that would be my first try at it. Okay? Neither one of us really liked and that's where I was planning on putting the tattva symbols and the sub-angle. For the small cards, it's a good example. That's where I had the Enochian square. We got our dates and decan. That was my idea for a design. And I put the Goetic spirits on the back of the card at that time. It was so much fun uncovering these things. Okay, we all know the dreaded Nine of Swords. That's how it finally ended up in Tarot of Ceremonial Magic. But this is how it started out. So, we can all thank Constance for salvaging the art of these cards. I always wanted to, if possible, use people I knew, people I know, and myself. You know, people ask why I put myself on some of these cards. And I said, only because I couldn't put myself on all of them. And then I pretty much decided that's what I wanted on the back of each card. And I was going to have to put those, from that thing. I was going to have to put those Goetic spirits and everything else on the front. But anyway, I'm just going to thumb through so you could see kind of the evolution of art, how I had to draw things out, and then on the photocopy machine at work, make enlargements and reductions, and then cut them out and paste, literally paste them, or move them around a sheet. I'm not an artist, okay? That's pretty much how that card's going to look. Here's a crude thing where I finally kind of settled on that format. There's the start of the universe card. I hope I'm not taking the romance of this out of it. Look at that angel. look at what. I think there's been an improvement on that. Most of them, see, I use my own pentacle as the format for all the pentacles. Here's the 8. I especially like the 6. Shows the expansion of the discs. 7. And of course, out of paper dolls, I made the Magus. Well, early on, that's the format. Okay, it's like the blank format. But anyway, here's early color ideas for the Fool. The Magus. The High Priestess. She really does have that sort of silvery paint there. There's a blank Emperor, and then the Emperor starts to get himself filled in. And the Hierophant. Now, Steve Abbott, if you're watching, there you are. That's as good as your face gets with me trying to make a line drawing out of it. Okay. And the Lovers always seem to me to be just that vignette of Osiris and Isis and Nephthys. The early Chariot. Early Empress. There's another cover. And let's see here. Queen of Wands. Before the leopard head is spots. And I pretty much think that's all the excitement. Once I found a format for a wand, cup, sword, and disc, that's all I use. So all the beautiful colors that you see in the Tarot of Ceremonial Magic are the correct scale of colors dictated, but the color artwork and everything, that is all the work of Constance. So anyway, I know that wasn't much of a class today, but I've got a Zoom event interview that's coming up in just a few minutes, and Constance has insisted that she give me a little haircut and beard trim. So tomorrow I'll be more beautiful for you. So until tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt, shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.